So we have been working on the writing process over the past couple of weeks, and I just wanted to review what the expectations of this assignment are, because you're not only demonstrating your ability to understand the story and summarize it, but you're also using the writing process. So things that we have worked on are that we filled in these charts yesterday. I also wanted to point out here that I have posted the pictures of your charts here, and that you have the summarized example on paper, and it's also posted here as to what the examples were that Mary Malony was either reckless or clever. What I want you to work on today is planning and outlining what are the points that you're going to be making to identify whether or not Mary Malony is reckless or clever. Your topic sentence should indicate either one of those words. It should be very clear and direct that Mary Malony was blank in the murder and cover-up of her husband. Something along those lines should be very clear and direct. Out of the points that you need to make, you need to come up with 3. Point 1, point 2, point 3. If you are going to say she was clever, then you need to come up with not just 3 examples, but 3 points as to what it was that she did. The next challenge that I want you to come up with is not only do I want you to describe what the evidence is, but I want you to potentially come up with a quote from the story in at least 2 of the points. So if, for example, you were saying that she's reckless in your topic sentence, then your first point was that she did not plan for the murder of her husband. What I would do is come up with an evidence, a piece of evidence or situation from the story in which I describe, or I find a quote in which she says something or does something that demonstrates that exact point. And then I explain why that happened or why that was important and how that demonstrates that she is in fact reckless. This planning is really, really important. We are not only summarizing the story, we are clearly identifying a point that she is either reckless or clever. And then we are coming up with 3 points that demonstrate that. For each of those points, you have to come up with evidence, a description, or a quotation, and then you have to explain why that situation demonstrates whether or not she is clever or reckless. So the planning is very important. I want you to think about, if you don't like this planner that you've seen before, what is yours going to look like? It can look like a mind map. It can be a number of different things, but you need to plan out what are your points, what is your evidence of that point, and how are you going to explain the significance of that point. So my expectation of you in class today is that you're going to take the information that we've been working on for the past couple of days, and you're going to work on planning and organizing your paragraph. Some things that I want you to think about as you're doing that. As some people have already handed it in, it is not a summary of the story. You are describing something in particular, that Mary Malony was either clever or reckless in killing her husband. These are some of the key things in the success criteria. And again, all of this can be found in classwork under the assignment list. That you are ensuring that you're doing P paragraph, that you're ordering your information, you're providing detail, transition words from one point to the next. We talked about using first, second, third, a number of different transition words to indicate when you're concluding or you're wrapping up. And you're trying to make sure that you are not writing an essay. You are simply just writing one paragraph. So, using the resources that you have here today, your job is to hand in your organizer by the end of today. It's not going to be marked or evaluated. I just want to see what your ideas are before we go too far.